I really like their sampling machine. I think that does an awfully good job, and I'm very impressed with it. And you know, they really do a good job as far as getting a sampling done when you ask them to do. I mean, I know a year ago they ran double shifts a couple of nights where, you know, I looked out there at 6 o'clock in the morning and they were there. So, you know, they've done a really good job as far as service and timely recommendations and getting stuff back. We just weren't satisfied with what we were doing, and so we decided to look into a different method, and Dave convinced us to go to half-acre grids, which is really intense. And we've had kind of an aha moment out of that, and maybe got a lot more questions than we had answers sometimes, but also had some results that, you know, explained some issues that we'd had here and there as far as pH issues and some. And there wasn't anything wrong with our previous consultant. We just were missing it. It just wasn't a fine enough sample of what we were doing. And you know, sometimes we'd have zones at 15 or 20 acres, or maybe even a little more than that, kind of by soil types. And once we went to a half-acre grid, well, you know, if we're doing that in a 15-acre area, you've got 30 samples instead of one. So it's just been a real eye-opener. And it's not inexpensive. It's expensive, but so are inputs. So I think that's, you know, I think we don't have any trouble justifying it to ourselves. My suggestion would be, if you don't believe me, try a farm, try a field, try a farm, and see what you think. But I think once you see the results of it, ours were just glaring. You know, we had zone samples that weren't calling for any lime, and when we got down to that fine resolution, it was just like, whew, wow. You know, we were really missing it. And you know, now I can look back at that and say, wow, there's a spot there that we never could kill the weeds. Well, there's why. So, you know, if somebody was having a tough time deciding on, they could be very easily come look at our results. I'd be glad to show them to people, because it's really, and what I know about soils, I could write on the head of a pin, you know. So, but I think if they see that result one time and compare it to zones, it's amazing to me.